let's go into some of the questions we have, and yeah, we'll go from there. So obviously you've had some great experience working both as a scout and then you've made the transition into a head coach. So I just wanted to know, what do you think are some of the qualities of a good scout?
First of all, the scout should have knowledge about the football. It's better sometimes a scout is even coaching.
Yeah,
that is help more because the attitude. Sometimes scout need to understand how the trajectory of the ball is running too. So even from the goal example, from how the player pass the ball, how the ball run, it's important to see how he kick the ball sometimes. The mostly important is the individual skill and the technique. Basically, because this to play football need a good foot, otherwise can't play. But in the depend of the age, we talk about the youth. So youth is important. Today is more important. Sometimes the body, that the skill, the technical skill. Because now technical skill we have a lot of margin to improve.
Yeah.
But the body, if you are short, you are short. It doesn't matter you are good or not. So the most important part when I was a scout, I see the personality of the player. If he's stable, is quiet, educate, if he's ready to suffer, because it's not easy, when you especially leave your city, go 1,000 kilometers or 3,000, 5,000 kilometers far when you have 14 years old, is not easy. So, even the parents, we scout even the parents, not only the kids.
Wow.
Because the parents is very influent and they're growing the kids. So most of the time the parents talk to the club, or better the club talk to the parents to say you just care about the school life of the kids as a human. We care about the football plus human life. So but the rest, leave us. So that is very important. I bring a player now, he play in Serie B.
Okay.
In Salernitana. He is the central defender. He's from Roma. He's born in Roma. And I bring him to Messina, first team in Sicily.
Okay.
When Messina play in Serie A. After, from Messina, I bring him to Fiorentina. After, when he signed in Fiorentina beat him the first professional contract, I say him, okay, now my mission is finished. You are done. You can do whatever you want. Now you are man, so you can manage yourself.
Yeah.
So
fantastic. And then, so with the scouting experience there, how did that help you as a coach?
I don't know which helped more. If my coach skill it helped me to be a good scout, or if a scout experience helped me to be a good coach, because it's then something matching. I think a coach or scout must have like in all the job, a talent. Something inside of them, maybe to recognize from a small thing that maybe this player has potential to become, not just a great goal or something like this. For example, I had one young player that when I was in the beginning of my career as a coach, he came in our club, in our team, in our academy. He play only naturally, very spontaneously. He play always one touch. Player 12 years old, they don't do this. Very easy, one touch, never keep the ball. He know when run fast, the timing of the pass, when slow. So that's after he play many years in Serie C as a player. So I saw this example. He didn't do nothing strange that day, you understand or no? But during this 1 hour of game, he touch the ball, never mistake the pass, touch maximum 2 times the ball to touch.
Yeah.
So it's important, something like this. So this need to know how to predict the potentiality of the player, not to just only to freestyle. This don't need, because you can be a freestyle good player, but after don't run, don't fight, has no personality. So now Roma has a new player, Villar. You know Villar? This guy, 20 years old, 21 years old. Now he play in the first 11 every game. But if you see him 20 years old, he talk in the field like a man 20 years in Serie A. So that is mean that is a potentially player. Because when 20 years old call the ball to hold the player, you know, to ask, give me the ball, give me the ball. That is mean that it works.
Requires responsibility and character.
Yes,
yeah.
So
okay.
Factor is very important.
Nice.
Sorry, another important thing. Two important things. The scout, when go to watch the player, don't need to see how he played this game, but he need to see what he did in this game. That is two different things.
Okay.
How he moved without the ball, how he passed the ball, how he ran, how personality in the field. Doesn't matter. Match, you can mistake match. Everybody can mistake match the day. So that's the scout don't see if he play well, but he see what he did in the game.
Yeah. Okay. So switching gears now and just talking more about your coaching. Interestingly, you managed to move abroad to Lithuania, and you secured your first role at 34 as a head coach of a professional team out in Lithuania. So how difficult was that adaptation period, and what made you want to go out there in the first place?
Then was a very important experience, because, you know, when I had the same age of the player. One player was, two player was more old than me.
Okay.
So then how I win with them, it was my competence, my knowledge. When I bring a new football, a new idea, a new principle of football, everything what they ask, I explain with the logical answer, not just, you do because I am the coach. Doesn't work like this, because even, you know, now young is clever like you are young, so you are clever, you are knowledge with the internet, blah 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 blah. So and then I try to make a close relationship with the oldest, of course, because I need to get the trust for them. After the result it helps. So when the result is coming, everything is more easy. So, but I mean, the player have to understand that the coach understands. Need to trust. The trust from the player, you get the trust from the player. I mean, we talk about a knowledge player with an open mind, because some player is a short mind, doesn't work. I mean, my experience, I try everything already, 47 years old, 14 years of professional coach, I see a lot of type of players. So but you know, in all the job, you know, when you make a business in front of you, you have a short brain, man, you can't deal, doesn't work. So the important thing is that they trust you as a man, as a person, as a coach. That's all. And when you show the result, when they even many times sharing with them, what is your opinion if we play like this? But this is do all the coaches. Not only even Mourinho, even Guardiola. When Guardiola with Bayern put in the left back one central midfielder, I don't remember who was the name of this player, but he put in the left back one player that plays central midfielder. They talk in the changing room, in the training, they talk. Please help me, you can. I mean, it's normal to do this. So,
and what do you think about the difference when you involve a player in your decision making versus when you don't, when you simply just give your ideas and make it almost like a prescription, like we're going to do this, and you know, this is why, but this is my way.
The coach never asks opinion to the player, okay, because the coach is the manager one, is the one who takes responsibility. So, I mean, even players don't have knowledge to understand what is right or not, because they are not competent. They play, but they are not coaches. So it's a little bit different, you know. I mean, unfortunately, not many people talk about this, but the player can't judge the coach because they are players, they are not coaches. So it's totally different job. You know, we know many players, big players, they become coaches, they fail because it's not like this. Just now, Lampard was sacked from Chelsea, I think, something like this. So I mean, first team, first fail. So this already is the fact that if you are a big player, it's not sure you are a big coach. So coaches always decide what he want to do, because it's probably that the coach know how to get the best from each player, so to adapt to the football that he want to do if he can. And the coach must adapt first to the quality of the player that he has, because I cannot play tiki-taka if my player cannot keep the ball at 3 passing. I mean, I need to use another style of football. So, but in some occasion, in some situation, is right that the coach, but situation must be when the changes is hard, stuff change. Example, you play always 4-3-3, for some reason you need to play 3-5-2, example. So you need to talk even maybe before the game if something happened. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not usually, I mean, the coach asks opinion.
Okay.
Otherwise, they will complain to ask opinion about everything. They will not.
Yeah. Once you open the box, and it will never close.
There is no good.
Okay. And then on from the Lithuania role, you moved around. You went to different countries. You had a little bit more experience in Lithuania. So my question is, which of the environments and the different countries that you went to did you feel the most comfortable in your coaching, and why? What are the reasons for that?
Look, when the coach win and doing well, it's because the club leave him to do whatever he wants. Because if the coach cannot feel the trust of the club constantly, the coach can't win, cannot do nothing, because the coach is a human too. So, I mean, we have a pressure, but not because of the pressure of the club, but because you feel that you are in an unstable situation. So you cannot work, you can't work always normally. If you have always people that complain or talk, you know, he say, you know, coach after lost the passion about this. So the best country was Lithuania and Saudi.
Okay.
In Saudi was a great moment. I mean, I was in the second team of Al Ali there, because the prince wanted me directly. So the man of the prince called me from the club to bring me there. So I accepted this challenge because it was a nice experience. But then the same, the sport director, when I go to office, I meet him, he say, coach, this is a white paper, do whatever you want. We are 6 in the table now, and we have only the second round to do something good for the prince, you know, because their prince, blah, blah, blah. And when I get there, I win 9 matches in a row. 7 matches, we didn't consider the goal in a row. So, I mean, but then I make a revolution in the team in 3 days. So then example about the scout, you know, one central defender that was very strong, he never played. And when I see in the training, I ask to the team manager, say, but he plays? Say, no, never. What? How to don't play this guy?
Yeah.
After he play even in the first team of Al Ali, Champions League. I mean, 7 players from my second team go to the first team now. They are playing the first team. 7 of them. It's a lot, eh? It's a lot.
That's most of the team.
Yes. So.
Okay. And then on the flip side of that, you mentioned like a lack of trust. And what other factors would make for a difficult coaching environment? And in your experience?
It's the culture, you know, it's the culture of football in Asia, especially, or around the world. It's not. In Italy, we have a culture of pasta, pizza, beef, fish, mountain, sea. You understand? Pizza, pasta. Okay, let's talk about pizza and pasta. No? In Asia, you have a noodle, rice with curry. our culture is football.
Yep.
Because in Italy we produce player like a factory.
Yep.
In Asia you don't produce player like a factory. So or the club or the national team that take a foreigner coach, let him do whatever he wants, as I told you just now.
Yep.
And let him do a project long, and let him do whatever he wants. Okay, you will get the result. But if you involve, you comment, you want to change a player, a president go inside it, it's worse. You understand? So, or you understand that to improve yourself, that's why you bring foreigner coach. You let him work as he wants. Otherwise, better you play with the local coaches. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I say always like this. I mean, but I say if I open an Indian restaurant in Rome, I bring a chef from India to Rome to cook noodle, example. Okay,
Sure.
I can't ask to cook noodle with spaghetti pasta. After I complain that this noodle is not good, because the chef from India look at me and say, "Papa, what you ask me to cook a noodle, but you give me spaghetti? How to cook noodle?" This is this example I say every time around the world in the press conference, because it's like this.
Yep.
If you cook, you call Italian master pizza in India to make a pizza Italian, but after you want to make a pizza with Indian bread, how to come in a good pizza? It doesn't work like this life. So that's his, after his life like this everywhere, not only in football. I mean, if I take a manager from England because he has some skill in my company, I need to let him work, otherwise. So that is the luck. Involve too much, comment too much, even the culture of the player. The culture of the player is totally different, you know.
Yeah.
They discipline not too much. They don't know when it's time to play or when it's time to serious time. I mean, in the training, sometimes they don't focus very, not professionally. Even the spirit, you know, in Italy, player, when they have a game in the training, they kill each other. Does it work? I mean, they play, they betting money in the small game, 5-5, 7, not Coca-Cola, money, you understand? And they kill each other. The coach many times need to suspend the game because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. Otherwise, if you lost for 1 week, the changing room, people make fun of you all the week. So this competition, you know, this motivation is different culture.
And speaking of difference, how was it different for you in a club environment versus a national team environment, which you obviously had experience of too?
But national team was very great. I love it, the national team experience, because it's first of all, the emotion when you play international competition has nothing to match with the league. I mean, international competition is beautiful. All over the world they're watching you, so it's another story, another emotion. But the difficulty is that you have no long time to work with the player. So the competition is a short-term competition, it's a short competition. So you need to be between lucky and good manager, you know, because you can be good manager, good team, but if you broken 2 players, lose the semi-final, you go home, finish story, you know, football like this. So you don't have time to recover the result in the short competition. So or you win or you lose, so you go out. I mean, you know, in the league you have 2 legs, 1 leg, second leg, back, like this is nice because you go around a lot, you meet a lot of people, you scouting player, so you can almost make your best team as you like. I mean, and the difference between the club is different job, is more management, you know, that coaching in the field every day, you know, different. It's very, very, very nice, very experience. Very nice.
Okay. Would you want to return back to national team coaching?
I would like more than the club.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I would like more than the club because the national team is I don't know how to say, is all the the package is different. You understand? I don't talk about money. I don't talk about this. I talk about the experience. You know, you play the World Cup qualification, the Asian qualification. I mean, it's a very high level of competition. So I mean, whatever is the national team, but it's a high level of competition. It's the most.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on.
And so, if you were to give some parting advice to a coach who wanted to make a name for themselves abroad, go to a new environment, test themselves, what would you suggest as the kind of 3 main things they need to focus on when going to a new environment?
First of all, the language, English. I suppose that they should know how to speak English for sure.
Yep.
The second, to be courageous, to have courage to leave them country, because it's not easy to deal with different culture, with a different mind of people. So different way to communicate. It's not easy to adapt. So one secret, to don't feel star if they go to work outside, to be humble, because I talk about the first team always. I don't talk about the youth academy.
Yeah.
Because if I should be arrogant because I am Italian, I will fail every time. So you understand? I mean, I become arrogant when the people try to make me incompetent. So then I become arrogant. I remember that Italy win a lot of World Cup. So don't need to teach how to coach. I mean, so, but be humble is the first, I think, the first quality that the coach must have to improve always himself. Doesn't matter if you go abroad or not, but in the life, I mean, to don't feel never satisfied. Because the moment we human feel that we are satisfied, we have nothing to do anymore in the life. So, I think a quality that the coach must have, to be open to change his mind. And this is the best quality coach can have, because the coach that continue to push them idea, them principle with the team when this doesn't work, this is no good quality for the coach. I mean, the coach is right, he has his idea, but this idea, if it work in one team, doesn't mean that it work in another team, the same idea. Yep. So the coach must be open and ready to change and to accept that his idea doesn't work this time. So then it's the best quality for the coach. But I did in my life, my experience. So before go to Saudi, I play always 1-4-1-4-1. In Saudi, I play 4-2-3-1. Because I see that this tactic formation, it work better. So I start to change. We start to going better. So the player is happy because the coach understands that that's the way they play better.
Yeah.
And the coach was better. Everybody was better, happy. So, but this don't mean that the coach mistake before. You understand? Because each coach has different view. So you just need to be ready to change opinion and to adapt. Because if many coaches fail for this reason, because they are stubborn that, we play like this, so we don't play. You understand? Yeah. This doesn't work. So this is almost of the important thing. And to bring the medicine for the stomach in case the food is not good. This is part of the experience.
That's all the questions I had. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, for me it's okay. I'm glad that we have this talk.
Perfect. Same here. Really thankful for your time and to share some of your experience and your personal insights as well. Not many people have had the kind of different locations and roles that you've had. Yeah. So really interesting to talk with you. Thank you again. And if you again arrange some time, that would be awesome as well.
I'm on lockdown, so whatever you want.
Excellent. Okay, Fabio, thank you so much. And we'll speak soon.
Thank you to you.